up, guys? It's Intense Investor here, coming at you again. Unfortunately, tonight I want to talk about something that a lot of you already know about. It happened a couple weeks ago, and that was the collapse of most of the Yieldnodes ecosystem. For instance, SAP is now under 10 cents. A lot of the other coins crashed way down as well. So I've had a lot of people messaging me, emailing me, like asking me if I was going to make a video about it. I had been in Yieldnodes since the end of 2020. So I'm really a long-term client. I had a lot of faith in the program. I had seen a lot of other programs come and go in that time period since I had been, in it. And I really hate to see it, just like a lot of you that had high hopes for it. I'm really uncertain if they will make a recovery or even a partial recovery, because once you lose trust in people, it's really hard to gain that back. So I think they've lost most of the trust with people that invested in it. I don't really ever see it being what it was before. It's just hard. It's hard to gain that respect back, that initial trust. But moving forward, they claim they're going to try to reinstate some of these withdrawals here. But as soon as people start withdrawing, they're going to start selling, and that's going to drop the price of SAP or any of those other coins even more. Plus, there's like super low liquidity in that exchange. Was it BIRAKE exchange? It's one of the only places you can buy or sell those Yieldnodes coins, so there really ain't going to be much liquidity, and that makes it even worse when you're buying and selling. So I think the Yieldnodes Reddit's a good place to get some up-to-date information on what's going on. Yours, which is the architect of Yieldnodes, he posts quite a bit on there, or people repost, I should say, a lot of what he says, like on the Discord. You can go in the SAP Discord. I've seen him talking in there, and some other people have said that Yieldnodes has made their own proprietary Discord just for Yieldnodes before, each coin had its own Discord. So it was a little bit chaotic, I guess you could say. But yeah, I hate it. I really hate it. That was probably one of my best investments since I've been in crypto. I was watching a video the other day of another guy. He lost like $800,000 in Yieldnodes. It's locked up. Luckily for me, I did withdraw. I had 25,000 euros in there. Now I still got 7,000 euros in there. I might not ever see that again, but at least I did withdraw some of that money and got some of that back so I could invest in some other things. But yeah, it's rough, and I feel for you guys that invested in it. I almost feel bad, like even promoting it, because I just thought it was legit. And like I always say on my channel, I just want to promote legit programs. And I think moving forward, there's going to be a further strictness about what I put on this channel. And I'm probably just going to talk more about the larger projects. Because DeFi is risky, but a lot of people are in crypto because of the degenning, the moon boys. There's a lot of that going on. They want to make those big, huge profits. They want to gamble. A lot of people are here for that, but I'm just not really here for that. So, I think moving forward, I want to take the channel in a little bit of a different direction and talk about some of the bigger, more major projects with more utility, like Cardano, Matic. I did buy a little bit of Luna Classic, but that's more just a gamble than anything at this point. And see, look at me. I was just telling you not to gamble, and then I say I went and bought something, and it was a gamble. So go figure, right? So guys, here we are on CoinMarketCap. I got the SAP coin pulled up. As you can see, there was a massive drop. Back in August, we got up to around 91 cents per SAP coin. Then we dropped down. This was the first big crash. It was a large... I guess you could call manipulation in the market. Somebody selling a lot of SAP coin dropped it down to 39 cents, right? And then price crept up to 67 cents. It literally almost did like a 2 times. And then there was another huge crash. And now we're all the way down to 7 cents. 904 million SALP are in circulating. That's the reported circulating supply. So, yeah, I mean, you can see this thing's been climbing ever since, like, I mean, pretty much 2019 and 2020. End of 2020 is when it really started to go up. That's when I actually got into crypto. And then towards the end of last year and beginning of this year, a lot of other promoters, bigger YouTubers promoted it. It really jacked the price up. And we got to where we were at the top there, 91 cents, 92 cents, somewhere around there. And like I said, it's really only available mostly at BuyRake exchange, which is also owned by that same Desanami parent company that owns all the other Yieldnodes coins, etc., etc. So yeah, it sucks, but there's been a lot of collapses. I mean, look what happened to Terra, Celsius, just a lot of bad stuff going on in the market there. So what I can gather just reading through the Reddit posts, the Discord is, say there was a couple $100 million in Yieldnodes. Now there's like maybe 10% of that remaining. I've seen some posts here about yours, which made a statement on withdrawals, saying there's going to be, well, it's actually not going to be the same as an emergency withdrawal that they're going to let people do. But the buyer and seller is actually going to negotiate a price. So like if I wanted to withdraw like that 7,000 euros that I got in Yieldnodes, then, I could negotiate a price with a buyer, right? And it's probably not going to be, maybe not even half of what it's worth, or maybe not even 10% of what it's worth. So the first, emergency withdrawals, even if they're really large, if they get sold, like I said, it's going to drop the price even more of the coins. And there just ain't that much liquidity there to start with. Like this person saying here, there's going to be a massive push to sell all deposits as cheap as possible. And that is true. People are going to try to get anything they can out of this. So it's just going to keep crumbling. And it's sad to see that, come to this. A lot of people call it a Ponzi scheme. I don't think it was a Ponzi scheme to start with, but here in the past couple months, it might have turned to that a little bit just to be able to pay out some of those 1% a week that they did. That's kind of how I feel about it. So, I guess it is what it is with that. Moving on down, you can see like what yours said about people who want to withdraw. We'll provide a function within a few days where people can sell their withdrawals, deposit similar to emergency withdrawals. Like I just said, that's actually going to be a negotiation between the buyer and the seller. And, one of the initial things, I should have brought this up when I started talking earlier in this video, was they said a lot of funds got locked up in Binance. So why were they putting funds on Binance and not keeping a big reserve and some cold storage, cold wallet, or hardware wallets? That's what I was kind of wondering. Like I didn't have any idea they had that much on exchange. So yeah, they kind of asked for it, getting it locked up, because those really huge amounts, I'm sure Binance kind of monitors what's going on with those, and if they see any kind of like weird stuff going on, they probably just lock the accounts. So there's a lot of good posts on here like that. There's a lot of good information on here, but those are like the very basic things. There was a guy also posted, he posted a post on here. He said he was an employee at Yieldnodes, and he said there really wasn't like any real development going on there. Like people more or less just copied blockchains to make new coins. So, outside of that whole ecosystem, there wasn't really anything else to prop up the price of the coins. rather than people just buying the coins and masternoding them. But if there was ever a huge sell event that just happened, then the price is going to crash, pretty crazy, epically, But there's all kind of crazy stuff on here. I think if you go to the web page, so if you go to the web page, you see this announcement by yours, which, like I said, is the architect of the matrix. I mean, Yieldnodes. I always want to say that for some reason. The architect of the matrix. No, it's the architect of Yieldnodes. So he was supposed to have been the one that set up, the whole master nodes and maintained it and, monitored it for any problems, blah, blah, blah. So, he's also saying they're going to restructure Yieldnodes into Yieldnodes Pro. And who knows how that's going to be. Usually when you start hearing they're going to change their name into something else or restructure, that's just a sign of like impending doom and it's pretty much over. So I'll be like highly entertained there if this thing pulls it off with a brand change or a name change. He's saying the exchanges, Binance and Changelly, are both still blocked. I don't really believe that, honestly. To be honest, I don't believe it. I think it's just a cop out so they can take people's money, do what they want with it. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. So it says, the difficulties in lending our assets show us that it's time to implement the emeece strategy. He's got a typo right there. He must type this fast in the morning so he could get out and drive his Porsche around Malta there and let his hair blow in the air and all that good stuff. So he said it's time to implement the emeece strategy as soon as possible and tie the value of our coins to real assets. So why weren't they doing that all along? Why didn't they even tie it to like Bitcoin when it's tied to like a coin like SAP, which is only tied to like what people buy it for in its own ecosystem? Then yeah, it's going to crash like crazy if a whale starts selling or a couple whales, and it was bound to happen. There's a huge potential bear market coming up next year, like a recession, 6 to 9 months is what they're calling for. So yeah, it's highly likely people are going to want to sell to take some of that profit, put it in other things, buy gold with it. So you got to always take profits too. That's something I'm going to start preaching a little more. Don't stay in the market longer than you have to. Try to take some profits because, I mean, this whole thing, the whole crypto thing could be, be legislated a lot heavier. It could make the price fall even more. You just don't ever know what's going to happen, right? So it's high risk, really high risk. So he's just talking about, all this blah, 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 cash out our profits from master nodes. I think it's just a cop out, honestly. So he's saying here the assets are to be made available. Yeah, he's got a lot of typos in here. To emeece through contractual agreements with various partners who strongly believe in our strategy and fully support us in its implementation. There's 2 hubs in Germany and Malta, a large photovoltaic power plant in Germany, several photovoltaic power plants in Italy and Germany. Those are solar plants, by the way. This was the funny one here. A large photovoltaic power plant in Iran. Like, who the hell wants to invest in something in Iran? The ones that chant like death to America, who the hell wants to invest in there? That was just hilarious to me. Of all the places. So yeah, I don't know, man. Westerners, they really do not like there, from what I could tell. You got this Mobilith project, you got some other properties, building plots, forests, but all this is a long ways out. This stuff will take years to implement, and by that time, people have done given up on it. And there are some people that are going to try to sue Yieldnodes and get some of their money back. And more power to you if you want to do it. I mean, they play with your money like that, a couple $100 million. They don't know what they're doing. So yeah, sue them for all they're worth, right? I don't care. But he goes on and on and on, blah blah blah. He's talking about having these NFTs also, about converting payments and credit balances and yield nodes into NFTs, which give a subscription right to shares in these assets. So they're like trying to split it up like shares of a stock or something almost, but it'll be like holding the NFT based on, you know, like the value you already got in there. They're going to convert that value into NFTs. I don't know, man. It just sounds like they just sit around and made up some bullshit after all this happened. And this is what they wrote, you know. And now they're packing their bags and getting the hell out of town. But that's pretty much my take on it. Check out the Reddit. That's a good place for stuff that's going on and information. A lot of people repost stuff there. How many people are on there? Let's see, 4.3 or 4,300 members, 53 online. So it's pretty busy. But check it out. That's really all I got for now. Just wanted to touch base on that. A lot of people have been asking me to make the video. Like I said, I'm going to try to stay away from some of these more risky projects in the future, especially going into next year with a potential recession. It's a really good way to lose your ass. I have started buying up some more stock. I do got an M1 Finance portfolio. I'm going to make some videos on that. I got about $3,000 in there right now. I'm just going to build up maybe a couple $100 a week and just kind of share how that's going. Some of it is growth stocks, and some of it is dividend stocks, and some pretty big companies. Some are index funds, which is a lot of different companies in one fund. It kind of balances out across the fund to give you better returns. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna make some more content here in the future. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later.